Hey everyone, Kerry here. We're at the Kickstart Summit. By the way, if you haven't registered yet to get all the gifts that are coming in from the speakers, you're going to definitely want to do that. Up at your top of your screen, you're going to see that there is a QR code to register. So make sure that you hit that QR code and get registered so you can get those gifts. Now, you're going to be really thrilled with our next speaker. We're going to be talking about shifting from chaos into calm and ease and flow. So you guys are going to want to get your pens and papers ready and be ready to pay attention to this one. This is a little bit longer presentation, and it's going to be totally worth your while to be paying complete attention and shutting off every other distraction you got in your life. So make sure you do that. We'll be back to get started here in about 10 seconds. Hey, Terry, great to have you with us today. Guys, you are going to be amazed and awed. I've heard Terry speak before, and she is brilliant. She is an intuitive success consultant, and she helps high-achieving entrepreneurs, executives, and professionals who are outwardly successful but inwardly exhausted. She helps you shift out of stress, overwhelm, and self-doubt and into aligned, intuitive, calm, and high performance leadership. Guys, we are thrilled to have her here with us today. Put your hands together for Terry Wildemann.
Yay! Thank you. Thanks so much, Kerry. I'm really thrilled to be able to be here today to share this presentation. The work-life balance myth, shifting into calm, ease, and flow, is so important because I myself have burned out various times. And everything that I'm going to be teaching is everything that I need to learn for myself. And, you know, this has been almost, 38 years I've been doing this work. And I've been teaching this presentation now for almost 20 years. And it came from, again, burning out over and over and over again and not understanding what it was that needed to change. So this specific presentation is one that is built on a lot of love, a lot of creativity, and it's also built on science. So let's get going. So why does this conversation matter? High achievers are exhausted. They're not unsuccessful. They're just exhausted. Burnout isn't a time problem. A lot of people keep saying, oh, I need better time management. I need to change this. I need to change that when it comes to time management. And it's not a time problem at all. It's a nervous system problem. And I'll explain more about that in the presentation. Traditional balance advice is completely outdated. We have been sold a bill of goods, and there is a better, sustainable way to succeed. So see if this sounds familiar to you. Are you an entrepreneur struggling with making wise decisions? Trusting your gut feelings? How many times have you not listened to your gut and lived to regret it? You have a fear of missing out. I can't tell you how many folks I've talked to that have this fear of missing out. And I'm like, oh my God, just be present in the moment. There's nothing, you're not going to miss out on anything. Trust me. Lack trust and belief in yourself personally. Right? They're always looking outside of themselves for their answers versus looking within. They tend to live in fear and in judgment. And the mental and emotional baggage, you just can't get it off your back and put it down. And a way to know that, and again, I'll be talking about this more, is do your shoulders hurt? Does your back hurt? Your lower back hurt? That's a sign of having a lot of baggage that you're carrying that you have to put down. And it's all about constantly running instead of listening to that quiet voice within. It's time to listen to the leader's inward journey. It really is. It's so important to be able to listen to the little voice inside. It's not little, it's actually a big voice. You just choose to ignore it. It's a big voice that's inside of you that is telling you what to do, where to go, how to do it. But we live in our practical minds and end up going with all of these fears and all of these struggles. So a little bit more about me. Kerry did share a lot. I am a military spouse, a military mom, and my daughter's married to a military JAG. So we're a Navy family and very, very proud of it. My husband is retired after 25 years in the military, then served the Navy for an additional 23 years. And my daughter and son-in-law, who are both, my daughter's a commander, my son-in-law is a lieutenant commander, and they're down in Norfolk, Virginia. Certifications, I'm not even going to go into all of it, but I'm an intuitive, I'm a published author. I've been a business owner for over 38 years. I've been a business owner since I was 18, actually. And my degree is in criminal justice. And yes, I was in law enforcement in my early and mid 20s. So just to give you an idea of, I know a little bit of what I'm talking about because I've experienced it all. And I've been where you are right now as an entrepreneur if you're frustrated and overwhelmed. So let's talk about the scales of balance for a moment. Picture a scale perfectly balanced. Now, imagine my hands being a scale, okay? When the balance is achieved, motion stops, right? Do you see any motion? There's no growth. There's no creativity. There's no momentum. Balance sounds healthy because that's what we've been using for so long. Work-life balance. Oh, that's such a wonderful thing to go for. But guess what? It creates stagnation. Why? Because balance equals no movement. Again, we're balanced. There's no movement there. It's stagnation. Now, people will often say to me in the presentations, but Terry, I'm retired. I have work-life balance. Well, it's about shifting your perspective in other areas of your life. Yes, you may be retired, but it's not just work. My husband retired. He's busier now than when he was working because of all the volunteer stuff that he does. And there's times I've had to say to him, hey, slow down, let's take a breath. Let's take a breath because the balance is off. And we'll talk about how balance isn't really the word that I use. I didn't want to give it away. So life is dynamic. It's not static. Life is constantly moving. This is life, okay? The balance is constantly moving. Business demands that you fluctuate. Imagine if you stopped in business. Being deep doo-doo. Energy moves in cycles. And forcing balance creates internal resistance. When we keep forcing ourselves to have quote unquote work-life balance, it really doesn't feel good because resistance equals stress. Resistance equals stress. So does balance exist? No, it does not. What does exist? Harmony. Simply, it's about being able to live in the present moment. That is your key to work-life harmony. It's huge. And it's something that I practice every single day. It took a long time. It's still something I need to practice constantly. So you know how they say those who teach what they need to learn for themselves? Well, this is something I really needed to learn for myself. And I got licensed with the Heart Math Institute in 2020 and became a coach in 2021. Got licensed in 2 different areas of coaching. So for 26 years, I have been practicing these tools that I'm sharing with you. And I use them every single day. So what does create harmony? It's the connection between the energy, your emotions, your brain, your heart, and how you see things. It's your perspective. That's what creates harmony. And the goal is to shift from balance to harmony because it creates a flow that allows you to work with all of those areas in life, the spirituality, the education, the career, the finances, relationships, health. And as you move from one to the other, it's about being perfectly present in the moment. So if you want to stick with the word balance, being perfectly present in the moment is about staying. It's about pausing. And again, we're going to get more into that in just a little bit. But harmony is the ability to move from one thing to another as you are present in the moment. Okay, so burnout is a nervous system issue. It's not a time management problem. It's a nervous system issue. And it happens when your nervous system stays locked in survival mode. So when you've got the go, 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 have to, need to, and you say that from the moment you get out of bed and your feet hit the floor and you're go, go, going, need to, you got to get the kids to school, get the kids dressed, get the breakfast, get yourself together. On and on and on, after school hits, oh my gosh, it's 3:00. I got to run to the bus. I've got to do this, that, and the other thing. Believe me, I've been there, done that. And I was in constant stress, constant. And I didn't know how to regulate it. So no amount of productivity hacks can fix a dysregulated nervous system. I was very, very dysregulated. Do I still go there every once in a while? You better darn well bet I do every once in a while. And these tools bring me back quickly. I'm human. Harmony is a nervous system skill set. I'm going to say that again. Harmony is a nervous system skill set. You can't think your way into harmony. Yes, your mindset helps. Okay, you regulate your way into harmony. And it's regulating your body. Your body leads, and actually the mind follows. It's not the brain first and then the body. And this is where science and intuition come together. Okay. Now, some people may say, well, you have to shift your mindset first, and then the brain follows. The body follows. I'm not convinced of that, based on the holistic work that I do and the healing work that I do for myself and others. And again, more later on. Now, the stress loop. You cannot create a new future for yourself from a stressed nervous system. That stress dysregulated system really controls you. And we live in reaction instead of creation. Stress is constantly triggering that cortisol hormone. That's the survival chemistry. And it blocks your intuition. And since we keep doing it over and over and over again, it creates patterns. So, the survival chemistry is the specific hormone is cortisol. Cortisol affects us in so many different ways. It affects our organs, affects our hearts, affects our brain. We go into fog. It makes us gain weight. It does all kinds of things. And when we're in that foggy place, you can't listen to your intuition. And when we keep living in that pattern, sometimes the longer that we are in that pattern, it can be harder to get out of it. And I was into it very, very deep years ago. So getting out of it was challenging, but I was determined because I was tired of the pattern happening over and over and over again. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a difference. And I knew I needed to change something. Okay, so awareness of what is going on around you shifts your perceptions. How aware are you about what is actually going on? There are so many times I'm with folks who are completely unaware of what is happening around them. And your perceptions can trigger negative or positive vibrational energy in your body. So how does all this work? An event happens. That event or circumstance, when you see it, you have a specific perception of it. And then there's a reaction that comes afterwards. So imagine that I'm going to ask you in your mind's eye to imagine an intersection. At that intersection, there is a person standing at each corner, okay? 4 corners. All of a sudden, 2 cars come and there's an accident right smack in the middle of that intersection. Each person in each corner is going to have a different perception based on where they were standing at that intersection, what they heard, and what they saw. All four people need to be spoken to get their story of what they heard and what they saw in order to bring it all together to have the facts. And this was something that was really drilled into me in law enforcement. You don't have all the facts because you've got to be able to see it from the different perceptions. And so all 4 of those people are looking at the exact same situation differently. So your reaction is key to what is going on in that space. And that's what awareness helps you understand what other things are going on around you. So one of the things that I ask my clients to do is to look in the mirror and ask themselves, first of all, do you want to change? I had one person say to me, no, I like myself the way I am. I don't want to change. Okay, fine. Why do you want to change? If you do, when are you going to change? How can you change? Who can help you change? Sometimes this changing who you are now to who you want to be can take you need a lot of help from somebody else to assist you, to hold you accountable to being able to break those habits that just aren't working for you anymore. What new habits will you implement? And where and with whom do you feel safe doing this? That is a big deal. So I love that little froggy looking in the mirror, because when we really take a good look at ourselves and ask those questions, a lot of information can come through. But there's some of us who think, oh, I'm fine. I'm perfect. I'm not, whatever. You don't have to change. There's not one person I met that doesn't need, not need. I don't like to use the word need because that means lack. But there's not one person that I've ever met who would not benefit from improving themselves in some way, shape, or form to be better than they already are. And when you step into that mindset of elevating and being better than you are, it's amazing how things just come to you to help you get to that space. So let's talk about energy for a moment, because everything is energy. Now, if you have heard me give presentations before for CIBN, you have heard me talk about the story of my Cuban uncle, who is a radiologist. And he was really hard on me growing up. He's my godfather. I love him dearly. But oh my gosh, he was always on my case to be better, better, and better. I didn't understand that then, though. But I will never forget when I went in to talk to him about, I was studying to be a Reiki master. And I became a Reiki master in 1998. So this had to be around 95, 96. I went down to Miami and I walked in and, hugs, kisses, and all that other good stuff. And we're standing in the kitchen. And I said to him, Dio, uncle in Spanish, Dio, I'm learning this technique called Reiki, and it's all about energy and energy helping you to heal. Now, he's a doctor. He's a radiologist. I thought he was going to look at me and go, you're nuts. No, that is not what happened. He just lit up, and this little Cuban man ran around the house knocking on everything. I mean, he literally was knocking on the kitchen counter, on the doors, on the walls, in the mirrors, and on the glassware, on everything. Going through the house, going, Ana Teresa, which is my full name in Spanish. Ana Teresa, esto es energía, esto es energía, esto es energía. This is energy, this is energy, this is energy. So everything, including the keyboard, the glass of water, every single thing is energy. And it's either visible or invisible. So let's talk about the iceberg theory to make this understanding a little bit deeper. What sunk the Titanic is what was unseen. Your conscious head brain from the neck up, okay? It's very practical, tactical, and logical. I teach leaders and entrepreneurs how to integrate the practical, the tactical, and the logical, which is the top part of the brain, the conscious brain. It's only 1% of intelligence. The energy field is only 1 inch in circumference in the body. And it is constantly receiving input. It analyzes and it decides. And then the subconscious brain is from the neck down. You see that iceberg? Look at how much is below the water level. This is where the spiritual, the emotional, the energetic, and the intuitive sides of you live. 99% of your intelligence lives there. That goes back to what we were talking about way back when, a few slides back, about whether or not the brain actually has all the intelligence. Your intelligence from the neck down, how you feel, have you ever had somebody say something to you and your body feels weird, feels off? That's your energy field. That is your body telling you that something doesn't land. It remembers and stores everything and knows what's wrong and what you need. And we're going to talk more about how emotions live down underneath the surface and what you can do to help heal those hidden trapped emotions. So as you look on the right side, you see the brain and the head and the brain and the heart in the first image. They're disconnected. But when the brain and the head and the brain and the heart are connected, this is where you create coherence in the body and you get intelligent information that comes to you from all around you and from the inside out. Leadership is emotional. Management is practical, tactical, and logical. So the conscious head brain is management. The subconscious heart brain is leadership, which is emotional. So when we put both together, we are working with all of ourselves, every part of ourselves, in order to be able to serve the people we work with and our customers better. So let's talk about vibrational fuel. The left side is actually red, and the trim got cut off in the PDF. The emotional, negative emotions, red. Think about a stoplight. Stop. This is where limiting beliefs thrive. It makes us stop. We're not really in a space where we're open to new things. But on the positive side, positive emotions, success beliefs thrive there. It's really important to recognize how red is stop, green is go. Red is high emotion and high stress. Stop, danger, danger, danger. And the green is go, 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 positive emotion. And here you see how emotions, vibrations, and performance actually affects these emotions actually affects your performance, whether it's low performance or high performance. Take a look at the negative emotions that create low performance and think about how you operate in the workplace and how this can contribute to your work-life chaos. Frustration, anger, fear, hostility, worry, anguish, judgment, resentment, overwhelm, hopelessness, submission, despair, burnout, depression, withdrawal, boredom, apathy. Yuck. Low performance. Does not feel good. It does not feel good. And the connection between the brain and the head and the brain and the heart is disconnected. Now let's shift and go to the right side. Go. This is high performance, positive emotions, exhilaration, joy, happiness, contentment, love, care, kindness, passion, appreciation, compassion, serenity, tolerance, acceptance, forgiveness, inner balance, reflection. Those are high performance emotions that when leaders use those, it helps with work-life harmony in a huge way. All of these emotions affect work-life harmony, all of them. Because when you are present in the moment and you're in the throes of low performance, it affects anybody and everybody around you energetically. When you're in high performance and you're in positive emotions, it affects anybody and everybody around you. So both sides affect you and affect the people around you. So your vibrational energy is one where depending on what you're thinking. So if you're negative and you're always talking about, oh, woe is me and everything is bad, and you're constantly talking about poor health, you're constantly talking about everything that went wrong, you're constantly talking about, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning and you chose to stay in that space. You're constantly talking about this person did this to you or that person did this, and you're gossiping and that kind of stuff. That low vibrational energy brings more of that to you. Do you really want that? I don't think so. Or maybe you do. I don't know. You may thrive in that. Like attracts like. We are energy magnets. Negative feeling thoughts create negative energy, attracting more of the same. Positive feeling thoughts create positive energy, attracting more of the same. Now, oftentimes people don't. I'm going to go back here for a moment. The challenge here is people have lived so long in the negative emotions. It's very challenging for them to get into the positive emotions because there's a lack of worthiness. There's a lack of I'm not good enough. There's a lack of deserving. There's a lack of whatever it is you want to come up with. Okay, those emotions get in the way of stepping into high performance emotions. So that is something I work with to clear out so that you can easily shift from low performance to high performance. Now, let me give you an idea here. Let me take a little sip of water. When you hear me say anything about money, your subconscious vibe about money and prosperity, where do you feel money in your body? Where do you feel it? Do you feel it in your head? Do you feel it in your eyes? Do you feel it in your throat? Do you feel it in your chest, in your belly, your knees, your hips? Where do you feel it? You'll notice that it's from the most of you may be feeling it from the neck down. Is it a positive feeling or a negative feeling? That's what I'm talking about, how emotions affect us and contribute to work-life harmony and can contribute to burnout. So if if you have a lot of money issues and you're constantly focusing on how bad things are from a financial perspective, and you keep focusing on that, what ends up happening is more and more of that energy keeps coming towards you. And what I help you do is shift into, let's look at where you are prosperous in your life. Let's look at the good things in your life. Let's shift to those spaces. And I help you clear out the trapped emotions that are keeping you stuck where you are when it comes to money. And when you understand emotions, I mean, look at that guy. All those emotions, oh my God, they're on top and I can't get out. A lot of us don't know how to get out of it. Emotional energy can get stuck and trapped anywhere in the body. And we call these trapped emotions or emotional baggage. They can block us from living a full, prosperous life. And they can create physical, mental, and emotional discomfort. But you feel so trapped, there's just no way out. No way out. So where do they come from? They can be from any time in your life, anytime. And some are even inherited from the people that you live with. Okay, they can be inherited from your ancestors, from your parents. It's a generational thing, especially when you look at your family and everybody's got the same behavior, the same things keep happening generation after generation after generation. Those are trapped emotions that we can actually clear out. We can do that using body code and emotion code. I'm not going to get into that too much in this presentation, but it's a very easy. They're very easy holistic tools to help us identify where the trapped emotions live in your body, and we can clear them out. And what do these trapped emotions look like? They're balls of energy. And this was discovered by Dr. Bradley Nelson, and he cracks me up. He says there's about 500, we all have at least 500 trapped emotions in our body that look like the energy in the hands. And I crack up. I said, oh my God, are you kidding me? I do this work every single day on myself every morning. I got thousands of them. So I'm constantly clearing them out. And people say to me, oh, I want to come to you and I want to get all clear. I want to get better. And I know once we do that work, I'll never have to worry about it again. No, we are human. We have experiences that are going to be coming to us, and we are going to be doing this work until the day you're in a pine box. Okay. It's going to be happening over and over again. So the goal is to be able to clear out as much as you possibly can and recognize that for every event and every emotion that happens, I like to use the image of a diamond. Okay. So say one event happened. We have one big emotion. That emotion is like a diamond and it has facets in it. What we do is we clear out facet after facet after facet after facet. And there's some people who I work with say, oh my God, I've been working on that for years. I can't believe this came back up again. It's because more facets have emerged. So the goal is to completely clear out all of the facets, and it can take a while to do that. Depending on where you are in your life. And things can happen very quickly. Just yesterday, I had a colleague here and for dinner, and I didn't realize this. She was dizzy all day. So I sat her down and we did some EFT. I do EFT a lot for clients, and we did EFT to release the dizziness and the stomach discomfort that she had. And it took less than 5 minutes. And all of a sudden, she's like, oh my God, it's all gone. And she and my husband had a meeting, and my husband said she had the best time. And it was because I was able to get her grounded again and in that harmonious state. So it's a lot of fun. Now, physical problems that are caused by trapped emotions and chronic stress. And look at how these problems can affect you and work-life harmony. aging issues, allergies, lung issues, autoimmune issues, back issues, blood sugar, chest discomfort, on and on and on, chronic illness, impotency, infertility, joint discomfort, low immunity, sinus issues, weight issues. Weight is often about protecting the heart, protecting ourselves from what is going on around us. So those are physical problems that are caused by stress. But what about emotional problems and mental problems caused by trapped emotions? Addiction, anger, attention problems, eating orders, loneliness, low self-esteem, paranoia, trauma, self-sabotage, stress, on and on. These are often caused by the trapped emotions, and they get in our way of being able to achieve work-life harmony. So it's your choice on what you want to do with this. You notice this image, I chose it for a reason. The left side is about looking towards the past and all of the stuff in the past that are affecting, all of the emotions that are affecting us in the present, which is the right side. Are we going to choose to go to that prosperous green rainbow meadow place that feels good, the positive emotions? We can reverse the effects of this emotional baggage. So the more trapped emotions you have, the more you'll create, because it's a pattern. You keep doing the same thing over and over again and thinking things are going to change. So the shift bridge, excuse me, is, to me, I've been working with this concept for years. S stands for stop the stress loop. H is the heart coherence, where we'll be connecting the brain and the head with the brain and the heart. I'm going to be teaching you a skill to be able to do that in just a bit. Your intuition becomes very present and online because you trust it. Your focus becomes clear. The fog lifts and you take aligned action. You intuitively know what actions to take to achieve the goals that you're looking for. And quick shift, which is what I'm about to teach you, is the bridge between stress and clarity. So let's look at this image for a moment. The past, when you live in the past, you tend to live a life of regret. When you live in future, you live a life of worry. And then you've got the I am, which is the present moment. And you see all that energy underneath it and the energy that goes above it. Most people go from past to future, past to future, past to future. They ignore the I am. Why do they ignore that present moment? Because guess what? It forces you to take a good look at yourself. It forces you to be really, truly aware. It forces you to really be in a space where you are so clear and cognizant of your words, your thoughts, your actions, the way your body feels, and what is going on around you. That's called alignment. And when you are in the I am, you are completely present. So coherence changes everything. When you are in the I am, you are coherent. It restores clarity, intuition, and resilience. Your heart sends more signals to the brain than the brain does to the heart. And when you're very stressed, you're in that incoherent space and you're all out of alignment. And remember I said earlier with the iceberg that the energy field in the brain was only 1 inch in the circumference? The heart organ can be measured 6 to 10 feet away from the body in a 360 degree circumference. So what about those teachers that really have great classrooms and everybody is in control? It's because the teacher is coherent. The teacher knows how to get herself into alignment. The teacher knows that her energy is affecting every other student that is in that classroom. And when her energy affects the student that is right in front, and that student becomes coherent, the student next to her feels it, and that student begins to become coherent, and the one to her left becomes coherent, and so on and so on and so on, so that the entire classroom becomes coherent, and they learn from a state of presence. They can learn the topic in a very positive way because the brain and the head and the brain and the heart are connected, and they can really listen well. They can see well. They're using all of the gifts that they were given at birth to be able to do what they need to do in the classroom. So it's a beautiful thing. So in the quick shift zone, this is stress relief in 90 seconds or less. It's simple, it's fast, repeatable, and it's science-backed. It is not a meditation, it's regulation. When your body is dysregulated, it's important to get you back into, get the body back regulated so that you can step into the I am, that present moment. So with quick shift, your stress hormones tend to spike instantly. Okay, when you're stressed out, the goal is to reset them quickly and interrupting. You're a disruptor. Quick shift is a disruptor, and when you disrupt that, whatever is going on, that is stress, your body responds faster than your mind does. And you don't need an hour. All you need is a moment. 60 seconds. Okay, all you need is 60 seconds. Maybe 90 seconds. It'll take a little bit longer today as I teach and walk you through this. Now, quick shift is a pause. It is not a stop. It's not a red stop sign. It is yellow. Okay, let's look at it as the yellow part of the light. It's a pause. Okay, and that pause gives you space. It gives you an opportunity to choose differently. It allows you to pivot, redirect, and it recalibrates your system to be able to get into the I am, that present moment. That creates the harmony that allows you to deal with. I don't usually like the word deal because it means it's a problem, but that's what happens with leaders. It's important for them to deal with situations that are happening around them, and the quick shift gives the opportunity to be able to do that and allow intuition to come in. It regulates the body so that you can hear the words from your intuition, see the images that come with your intuition, feel it in your body. Okay. Have you ever been in a boardroom meeting or some kind of meeting, and whatever it is they were talking about just didn't feel good? You knew something wasn't right. Well, when you feel that, it's about asking open-ended questions. It's about, that's your body's way of saying, open your mouth, ask a question, be clear on what it is that you want to share and talk about. Just today, okay, I was putting a program together for another summit that I'm on, and sure enough, the offer that I was creating didn't feel good. And I woke up this morning going, oh my God, this is off. And my whole body was tense. And I started writing and dissecting and asking for intuition. And all of a sudden, I think it happened in about 15 minutes. I got so clear on the next step that my body just lifted. And I did a quick shift. I paused right into my heart. I just paused, I stopped, and just, again, all the energy, all the information just came right through my pen, right on the page. And the offer was very simple. It was very clear and dynamic. And it was something that I knew was right for what I was doing. So let's shift and pause, and let's get in the quick shift zone. Kerry, ready to do it with me? You there?
Absolutely.
Okay. Kerry, I love doing this with Kerry. So, first thing, shift and pause. Shift and pause. Put your hand on your chest. Shift and pause. Now, your hand is like an air magnet. Okay, so you're going to be breathing into your hand and out of your hand. Into your hand and out of your hand. Now, before we even do that, make sure you're comfortable in your chair. Now, you may not always have time to get the comfort part in. Okay, just to give you guys the heads up. You may not have time to be able to do that, especially if you're in the moment and you're moving very, very fast and you have to make a quick decision. So just think about that. So practice this enough so that you can do it immediately. Bam. Okay, so breathe deeply through your hand and into your chest. And out. In and out. In and out. Now shift into a place of appreciation and release any urgency that you have. That panic, that urgency, that dysregulating emotion. Release it. Let it go. and think of something that you absolutely love, whether it's a baby, a kitten, a dog, walking on the beach, jumping out of a perfectly good airplane, surfing, whatever it is that makes you feel really. Use all of your senses. Beautiful. Now listen inward to any information that is coming your way. Just stay in that beautiful present moment and allow any downloads to come, any information to come. Beautiful. And now return to the present moment. How you feel, Kerry?
I feel awesome.
This quick shift,
happy place.
It does. Now, what's brilliant about this tool, the quick shift zone, which, oh, by the way, you're all going to be getting this because it's my gift to you. You do this when you wake up in the morning. You don't get to jump out of bed. You do not, it's 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, whatever time it is. You throw the covers off and you jump off and you keep going. No. You stay in bed, you quick shift, and you step into a state of gratitude and appreciation for everything. I lay there and I go, and I'm just in gratitude. I'm in gratitude for my pillow. I'm in gratitude for my sheets. I'm in gratitude for my covers, my bed, my bedroom, my closet, my bathroom, my sink, the water, the toilet, the soap, the shampoo. I'm in gratitude for absolutely everything. And it's amazing how that sets the tone for your entire day. Now, when you wake up thinking, oh my God, I got to deal with this person, I got to deal with that person, and you go get dressed, you eat your breakfast, the coffee spills, you get back into the car, and then you're thinking about this person that you need to deal with, and you're not paying attention to what's going on. Guess what? You're dysregulating. Okay? So when you start the day off right with those positive emotions, those things don't seem quite as bad. And then when the emergencies come up, you take that deep breath, you shift into your heart, you get coherent, and you will know what to do, where to go, how to do it to handle that emergency and stay regulated. That's the key with a lot of stuff going on. Stay regulated. So what just happened, Kerry, with both of us, because I did it again, is your nervous system just downshifted and your stress chemistry got interrupted. So the the cortisol levels dropped. And what did go up was your DHEA, which is a good hormone. Your clarity increases. Your intuition starts to come in. And that is your internal reset button. Quick shift is your internal reset button. And you go from rush, overthinking, emotional charge to calm, discernment, and aligned action. Now, what leader doesn't want that for their team? And to have their team, imagine being in a team meeting and all of you quick shifting before the meeting, and be able to have really good conversations. And when something gets a little testy, quick shift right before the meeting. And quick shift really contributes to work-life harmony because it will affect every single one of these roles. You're perfectly present. You're shifting before the hard conversations, and you're making decisions without panic and urgency. That is really a big deal. And for those of you who are parents, resetting between roles can be really hard. All of a sudden you go in, you got the kids running at you, got the hubster over here. Or if it's the other way around, the spouse is there, the hubster walks in, and the spouse is like, oh, I'm so glad you're here. I can't handle these kids here. All of these kinds of things happen. And when you take a deep breath, and you get very in the I am, and you step in the present moment, you can handle all of those things a lot easier, and your body stays regulated. So success without burnout means you don't need more discipline. You don't need more time management. What you need is your nervous system to be regulated, and regulation of your nervous system equals sustainable success, because you're in the present moment and allow the intuition to guide you so that you can be really successful. How many times, and this just happened to a colleague, she was so excited. She called me about somebody who called her about turning her book into a movie. And I muscle tested it, and something just, I went, no, this is all wrong. This poor woman was all the way up here, super excited, very, she really, really wanted me to say, be happy for me. And I tried. I just knew it wasn't the right thing. I had her send me the contract. And sure enough, this is a scam. It was a scam to get her to hand over $15,000 in return for $800,000 for this movie. And when I'm reading this contract, I'm realizing that there are 3 different names on here. Things aren't matching up, on and on. No. And I needed to help her regulate so that she could listen to her intuition. And once she did that, she's like, oh my God, you're absolutely right. I was so excited about the opportunity. I didn't listen to what my body was telling me. So when you regulate, you allow your intuition to come through. So success is clear decisions, aligned action, and energy that lasts. It's not about doing more. It's about being fully present in the moment and simplifying. Entrepreneurs, we tend to do way too much. We're so heavy. I mean, I look at all the stuff that I have, and it's like, oh my God, I need to simplify this. I need to make it easier, because when it feels hard, it's going to get in the way of you being successful. So listen to your body with that. And your quick shift moments, just use it before a meeting, after a stress trigger, before a decision, and when your energy drops. And I say do it 60 to 90 seconds. 60 to 90 seconds, do it multiple times a day. The very last page or bookmarks, cut the pages in half and put a bookmark on your bathroom mirror, put it on your refrigerator, put it next to your computer, put it in your car, put it in your purse, put it everywhere that you can actually see it, to remember to do. Take 60 seconds. Do you think you're worthy of 60 seconds? What do you think? Are you worthy of that? Yeah, I think so. And in summary, balance stops motion, harmony allows flow, pausing creates power. Power! Take your power back, folks. And coherence unlocks intuition. So you don't need to slow your life down. You need to regulate how you move through life. So have you heard me say stop and move slower? I asked you to go into the I am and pause. Different. Doesn't mean that you stop. If you're a high energy person by nature, all I'm asking you to do is to regulate how you think, feel, and move through your life, and Quick Shift will help you do that. So the Quick Shift guide will be available to you afterwards. Simple practices, it builds coherence fast, and it's my gift to you. Thank you. I hope you learned at least one new thing today.
Awesome. So that's excellent. And I just want to make sure that everybody had an opportunity to see that again. I'm going to put that there. So that's your website that comes up there, so they can go to that and see that.
Actually, that's not my website, Kerry. That's a specific landing page for the Quick Shift Zone, which is free.
Perfect.
My website is intuitiveleadership.com.
Intuitiveleadership.com. Okay. Right. Awesome. Okay, so let's just chat here for a second here, because I know as well that during the summit that you have a gift for the summit, and a free gift for everybody for the summit. And I'm just going to put the registration link up there at the top again. So if you're not registered, you won't be able to access the free gifts. So go to the QR code and up there at the top there and get registered for the summit so you can get those free gifts. So what was your free gift for everybody to join in today?
The Quick Shift Zone was the freebie gift, and then Activate Your Inner CEO is the big gift.
The VIP gift.
The VIP gift. Activate
Yeah.
your inner CEO. Activate your inner CEO to make great decisions. And quick shift is a part of that. So it's quick shift first, then it's
Yeah.
activate your inner CEO. So it's a step-by-step process. So make sure you
Okay,
sign
so the free
up.
gift everybody gets is the quick shift thing.
Yes.
But to activate your CEO, tell us a little bit more about that.
Okay. Activate your CEO, your inner CEO is about using quick shift and mind mapping to help you get answers to those things that you've been struggling with. We will be working with mind maps. It's an e-guide to help you. There's an e-guide attached to it, and there's also a video attached to it that walks you through the process. So when you use this, when you're activating your inner CEO, it's about working with your intuition. And that's what Quick Shift does. It helps you tap into that intuitive space. And the mind maps, it's a sequence of mind mapping that you're using to get your answers. And I've done this for CIBN now, 5 times, Kerry, something like that. And every single time people come to it, and I've had a lot of the same people come over and over again because it's a different issue that shows up. And I work with them in helping them get very clear on the decisions that need to be made. So it's a wonderful tool that I use a lot myself to be able to get very clear on the decisions that are meaningful and help get you in the right direction for sustainable success.
Awesome. Yeah, I've done both the quick shift and also the activate your inner CEO with you. And it's been huge, actually. And I know that I've seen you do it in groups before where someone will just have this huge epiphany moment and breakthrough. So absolutely brilliant. It's definitely worth the actually this one gift, this one VIP gift that Terry offers here is worth the $97 for the upgrade for the VIP. That one thing is. Yeah. And there's a whole bunch more stuff in there. There's a sales course training that's worth about $7,000. There's each one of the speakers have added different pieces. There's hours of additional training added by the speakers. So there's so much in there. But this one thing that Terry is offering is actually worth it right there. So super, super cool. Thank you for offering.
The nice thing for that is that this gift that I'm giving contributes to all the other VIP gifts and makes them even stronger because this is the foundation.
Absolutely. I'm a huge fan of Terry Wildemann, guys. I want you to put your hands together and say, and we will, and stay tuned for more speakers coming up and the networking times. They're happening each day during the summit. Make sure that you are tuned into that through your emails. Watch for those announcements. And we're looking forward to seeing more of you. Thank you, Terry, for coming today.
Thank you, Kerry. Much appreciated.